get the wood from. Beautiful location. This man has around 200 acres back here, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
He's got a cabin back here. It's shaking all over the place right now, but I mean, it is gorgeous back here. It is. This is where I get the firewood from. I mean, there was a lot more than this when I first started getting it. This guy had 200 acres logged out, and a lot of it was red and white oak. I mean, this pile was huge when I first started. I've took it down. This is my third year, I think, getting from this pile, if I'm not mistaken. Cleared it out a lot. There's still a lot here, though. Get to work. Now. Okay, he lives. Still going at it. That's why I do not like. I don't like doing firewood in the sun when it's warm like this. I like it when it's really cold outside because it's very hot. When it's cold, it feels great. Right now, it's probably around 70 degrees or more today. Doing this with that weather, it's way rougher. At least we're in the forest though, and it's shaded, but it's still pretty. It's not real humid today, but it's warm enough to where I'm losing a lot of fluid. That's why I bring any of that with me. Right now, what I'm having to do, used to not have to do it so much, and I could get some of this stuff here, but more of the wood I'm wanting right now is this kind. There's red and white oak, and there's some poplar in here too, but I'm mixing those, the oak and the poplar, and it's all very well seasoned wood. This has been down for 2.5 years or so when they logged this out and they piled it here. And like I said, the pile used to be much bigger. I've got pictures of it somewhere, but so it's not easy right now because I'm just having to cut them into rounds and then throw them up here. And you maybe can't tell, but that's downhill a good ways. That's down in there. Camera doesn't really show that, but that's probably a good 5-foot drop down in there. And so I'm having to get down in there and cut them and then throw them up here. And once I get so many cut, I'll split them. I'll try to cut them all first and then split them. And then I fill this bed up here on my truck. And used to, I would use a trailer because I would deliver by the cord. But where I'm getting the wood now, it's just hard to get in and out of. So I made these rails instead. And I've got a rack also that goes, or kind of like a gate that goes on the back here and latches. Latches here. But I fill this up and that's what I deliver now. And I've got a price I charge for that. And if it's outside of my county, I'll charge more. But to fill, the guy that I'm delivering to right now, he's wanting 18 to 20 inch logs, he said. So That's a good thing about it. If they want a certain size and you've got it like this, you can cut it how you want it and then split it. I don't do this through the summer usually. I just do this through the winter because I do landscaping full time in the summer. So the way I do it, I'll just cut it, split it, load it, and take it on. And I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot and make pretty good money doing it too. You can actually make really good money doing it if you want to. Nothing easy about this work. It's very hard work. And every time I do it like this time of year, I'm just now getting back into it. It takes me a little bit before my body really starts to get back into shape for it. But once I do, I can split for a couple hours. And that's taking a break here and there, you know, sitting down and catching my breath, maybe for let my heart rate go down for about a minute, get something to drink, and then go back at it. I try to stay pretty consistent with it. I don't like to sit down too long, then it makes me to where I don't really want to get back up. So I try to stay pretty consistent. But once I get enough of these rounds cut, that, like I said, they're 18 to 20 inches, so it's not going to take as many of those as it would a 16-inch log to fill the truck bed up. And I know around how many I need usually. I'll try to usually cut 20 or 30. I've got close to 20 now cut. And once I get them all cut up, I'll split it by hand and back my truck up over here, load it up, and then take it on to the customer. As you can see too, you gotta stay hydrated out here doing this kind of work. This is all sweat. Same down here in my pants. If you can see, they're wet. That's how much you sweat out here doing this. That's why I like doing it in the wintertime. In the winter, you don't sweat. You still sweat even in the winter. I sweat in the winter. I'll take my jacket off and usually have a shirt like this and go at it, and I sweat, but not like right now. Right now I'm losing a lot of fluids. It's just dripping off me while I'm doing this. Nothing easy about this work. Wood dance, wood dance, wood dance, wood dance. Splitting that wood, splitting that wood like a good boy should. Split, 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 split. Split that wood all day, yes he did. Split, 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 split. I love this chainsaw too. It's a Johnson Red 6252. It's got a 24-inch bar on it right now. I just got this from a guy the other day. I traded him a commercial steel weed eater for it. And I've never had a very big saw before. I think the biggest thing I've ever had other than this was a Steel 290. And I love that saw. It did great with firewood, but this thing right here has got much more power. I think the guy said it was over 60 cc's. And I guess Johnson Red, they used to have their own brand, and then Husqvarna bought them out. And I'm sure there's some people that know far more about them than me, but I can say that I do love this saw. It's got a lot of power. You can tell the difference when you use something like this. Here we are about to start standing the rounds up here that I cut. Normally that's the process that I use. I'll cut up about however many rounds I think I need to fill up the order that I have for that day, or however many orders I do that day. And I'll kind of estimate how many rounds I need, and I'll cut that amount of rounds, and then I'll stand them all on edge like this. And once I get them all stood up, I'll go and take my axe and begin to split them. And from there, once they're all split, we'll fill the truck bed up, and that'll give us an idea of how much more we need once it is filled up. And then we take them on to the customer once we get it full. But Carter here, my oldest boy, he's 9. He loves to come with me, and I really love him coming with me as well. It's, for one thing, it's company, and for another thing, I know it's teaching him valuable lessons. I used to go with my papaw when I was a little boy, and those memories are very precious to me. And I kind of look at it the same way with Carter. I can tell how much it means to him, and it means a lot to me too. It really does make a difference having him there with me. He'll help me load the wood, and he'll help me do things like this right here, stacking it all on end. And then when we deliver the wood, he'll help me unload the wood and stack it, because usually every time I deliver wood, I stack it. And some people will ask me just to pile it, but usually I stack it. And I know a lot of guys don't do that. I've talked to other guys that don't. But that's just something I do. Once I deliver it, I'll stack it as well. And I have had to refuse that before, because I've had some people just ask me to unload the wood and take it a pretty long ways and stack it. And some things are just a little ridiculous. But as long as it's fair and everything, I don't mind to stack the wood. Some of the people, or many even sometimes, of the people I deliver to are elderly, and I'm not just going to throw the wood on the ground and expect them to stack it themselves. I don't mind to stack it for them. That's the easy part of the job, really. A lot of the hard work is here, what we're doing now. So stacking to me it's not too bad at all. But you can make. Usually it'll take me, once I've got the wood cut, it'll take me around hour and a half, 2 hours, around that, depending on what kind of wood and how much wood I need. But for the deliveries that I do with the truck bed, the way that I've got it in this setup, it usually takes around 2 hours to split it. And then I'll load it up, and I'll make as much from that amount of work as I used to in a factory in 2 days. So you can make money doing this, but it's not easy work. And not everybody's going to be able to keep that same pace either, to where you make that amount of money in that amount of time. So that's important to keep in mind. But if you're needing extra money, you've got a truck, you've got an axe and a chainsaw, I would highly recommend doing this if you need the money. It's definitely a way to get money. It's a consistent thing in the wintertime. It's good for your body. I've heard a lot of people say it's bad for your back. I had a YouTube channel in the past, and a lot of the people on there were telling me that I was going to break myself down and it was so bad for my back and all this stuff, and I completely disagree with that. Splitting firewood by hand is a very good workout. It's good for your heart, it's good for your overall health, good for your mind. As long as you do it all with good form, it's very beneficial. But a lot of people argued with me and try to tell me, you're going to break yourself down and all this. And I listened to everybody after a while, even though I kind of knew better, and ended up buying a log splitter, and I hated that thing. I'll be honest with you. Nothing against anybody that's using them, but me, myself, I do not like a log splitter. I had it for probably a week and sold it. I'd rather split by hand any day. To me, it's faster by hand, honestly. And the way that I do it too, where I go out there in the woods to a different property, I would have to either leave my log splitter or bring it with me every time. And to me, neither one of those would be very smart. But the way I do it with an axe, I just go in there, I'll split it, load it up and take it on, and make a good amount of money doing it if you want to. I mean, you can do 2 or 3 loads a day of these big loads if you really want to. All right, still splitting it. Got quite a bit split so far, but still quite a bit more to do before we get a load. I'm taking a little breather, drinking me some tea. I'm gonna get back to it here soon. Trying to make me look bad, huh?
What?
Yeah.
What, the log?
Yeah. Trying to make me look like an amateur. Little piece of poplar.
Yeah, it does make me look pretty bad. Ellie. Now, somebody like singing my streets, but you're like gonna get it from the kids. Promise you that.
This is a rough piece of poplar.
Yeah. Even rougher than oak.
Right here.
It's soft. The axe is just going in. It's not even splitting it. It's sinking into it.
I heard it give there. Break its wheel. Spend a lot of energy on one little log sometimes.
Especially like full poplar. There, finally.
Player.
Yeah, on this one. That poplar is like well put.
It's got some knots, pretty bad knots. So that's part of the reason, but
And also like soft. Whoa. That's why I like these. Oh, what's good? Red oak looks
yeah, there's some red oak. Looks like. Oh, splits great. That easy.
That's not straight either.
Yeah, so good to split. Probably one of my favorite things.
Nah, that one's
Red oak and walnut.
and this what?
It's fun. It's just so easy.
This is fun.
Red oak is similar though.
Yeah.
It's pick it up.
What? It's just lovely.
Lovely day it is today. The Kentucky forest of England.
Was not joking. Whenever I said taste it or smell it. Favorite guy said, you really tasted it.
I got the, I think it was 20 split. But I believe there'll be, need to be more.
I don't know if I counted right. Break time.
That's all of that split. Poplar That's about how much, around 20 rounds that size made. Here soon we're gonna load them up And like I said, I'm sure it'll take more to fill the truck bed up, but sometimes I'll do it in increments like this. This time I cut that many, split them, want to see where I was at. Then that'll give me an idea about how many more I need to cut. Here's about what that did to the bed. So I've got to come up to the rails up there. I'd say another 15 or so. More, really ain't that much, so I'd say another 15 or so will do it.
Well, actually 14.
Wood in there though. Red oak, white oak, and poplar. Seasoned stuff too. Cut some more, hopefully enough to be done with the cut.
steel things. I kind of split piece of wood and another log up there. Can I grab that split piece?
Here's the finished product. My phone ended up dying on me, but if you have an axe and a chainsaw and a way to deliver the wood, this is a way to make money pretty easily. If you all like videos like this, please like and subscribe and comment and let me know kind of what you'd like to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and God bless.